This has to do with when a man makes it beyond, just the getting to know you phase, or the introductory greetings, and you may have gotten with her a few times. I call it mating or staining. If you have my book, The Seduction Scriptures, of course you have it. Why wouldn't you have it? But there's a point in the relationship that most men who believe that they're dating a woman that is really into him, really serious about what it is that he's looking for and that he desires. And today we're going to talk about that thing. It is certainly something that comes up often when I am coaching men who are seeking something that's real, seeking something that's valid, seeking something that's authentic with the type of woman that they really desire. And that thing that most men, if not all men, seek is purity from a woman. Now, it's not that a man may necessarily be seeking purity from a virginal sense, okay? I'm talking about purity from the sense of a genuine connection. He's built his world. He's followed our advice, right? He's established himself at his profession or his vocation. He has a place to call home. He has a friend group. He participates in, locally in his community. One of the things that most men are looking for once they have that world built is to share that with someone. And once they meet a woman that's attractive, she's fine. In his eyes, she is a 7, 8, 9, or whatever. Usually between a 6 and a 8, okay? Let's be real. That sweet spot. They've been having conversations. They've been hanging out. They know that they're sexually compatible, right? Because they're following our advice and they're not waiting until it's too late to discover those things. She's adventurous. She's expressive. She enjoys his company. And now they're shifting into the phase where I call it the intermediate level of game, okay? They're shifting into the relationship phase of that dynamic. Now they're starting to have these conversations about their past, conversations about their values, conversations about their aspirations, their fears, their concerns. And they're starting to share things with each other. And one of the things that often come up in consultations that I have with men who have been through this part of their relationship and have come out on the other side, and it doesn't fail. Men who are, divorced, men who experience puppy dog love. I'm talking about young men, and men who are right in the middle, men who are anxious about discovery. This one space within that relationship dynamic where everything's new, everything is bright, colors look amazing. And then he shares something intimate. He shares something that is so close to his heart. He shares something from his spirit. And she holds it, right? She holds this thing that he shared in her hand. And she says, I see you. Oh, shit. Oh, I see you.
Yeah.
That is the purity that we're discussing today. The purity of the moment when a man discovers his reflection in a woman. The topic of this discussion today is about how you can't pay for that. Of course, when we're talking about getting to that space of purity with a woman, men who have self-awareness recognize that they can use the talents, the values, and the elements that they already have. Whatever the elements that you're naturally gifted with, whether it's height, whether it's athleticism that leads to a better body or a more athletic or fit body, whatever your definition of that is, you use those elements in order to develop your most effective presentation to the type of women that you desire to acquire an engagement with, an exchange of intimacy, an exchange of experiences with. That, as a baseline, opens the woman up to that space of purity. Now, let's keep in mind, though, coming from me, from a former exotic entertainer, women gladly opened up more than that space of purity, but they opened up a lot of things. But when outside of those spaces, women were eager to try to understand who I am, to try to, cut through the layers so that they can get to that space of purity. And I'm going to be honest, that's something that I guard. That's something that from those experiences, I learned to guard. Because let's be clear, gentlemen, that space of purity is not something to be taken lightly. It's priceless. It's something that is the true essence of who you are inside you. Now, there are so many dynamics at play with regards to men who believe that they can pay for purity. And women are intelligent enough. Women are savvy enough. Women are intuitive enough to sense that. They know what that space is. You know why? Because women talk all the time.
Yeah, they do.
Big surprise. All right, we can shut it down now. It's like women, and I've shared this before, the average woman uses 20,000 words a day, whereas the average man uses only 5,000 to 7,000 words a day. One of the reasons, like I said, that a woman can, she first of all can smell a trick a mile away, or a man who's looking to pay for purity, pay for attention, pay for her presence. Part of her game is to sell the illusion of purity.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The selling of the illusion of purity. In certain spaces, it's called the GFE, or the girlfriend experience. The experience, but not the reality.
That's what a lot of dudes be getting caught up with. They think they getting a woman, and you get a lot of guys, they'll fight you. You try to tell them not to lead with their wallets, but they lead with their wallets. But that woman, shoot, she'll play that experience. Shoot, women, they some actresses and stuff. But you see a lot of guys thinking they really getting something with that money. Act like you don't get that money one day and see what happens. See if that woman change up. That's why a lot of dudes get played, because they'll get that dude who's giving them money and then go cheat with the dude who ain't giving her shit. The dude who giving them money, he might have a nice house, got that king size bed, got that nice car, but she cheating with the guy with the air mattress. Ask me how I know.
Right, because he's delivering that pure ecstasy to her.